Welcome to this VINYASA flexibility yoga flow. Today is an intermediate style practice where we will be working towards monkey pose or full split Hanumanasana. If you are a beginner, you're more than welcome to join us. I encourage you to listen to your body, take rests when you need, and honor the tempo of this day. So when you're ready, we'll get started at the back of our mats in Child's Pose Balasana. If you'd like to stretch the hips, widening the knees towards the outer edges of the mat. And if you'd like to support the lower back, keeping your thighs together. Reaching your arms out in front as you melt your heart, your forehead towards the mat. Allowing yourself to soften. Gifting yourself this space to connect with this very moment. Feeling the surface beneath you. Noticing the weight of your body. We'll begin today's practice with 3 nourishing breaths. Inhaling through the nostrils and exhaling through the mouth, letting go. Giving yourself permission to soften. Continuing to breathe naturally, relaxing the facial features, softening the jaw, mindfully place your palms under your shoulders and with the support of your arms gently rise up. Coming into a tabletop position, Hamstrings, stacking hips over knees and shoulders over wrists. On your inhalation, lower the belly, open the chest, gaze forwards. Exhale, curl and round the spine, chin to chest, flowing through cat and cow, honoring your cadence. Taking one more round of Marichiyasana, Bitilasana. Keeping the feet separate, mindfully guide your hips towards your heels, child's pose. Press into your palms on your inhalation around the spine, rise up. Lower the pelvis down, open the chest, bend the elbows, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Shine your heart forwards, and on your exhalation, send your hips back, child's pose. Flowing through these spinal waves. If ever this feels like too much, know that you could always return to our cat and cow. On your next inhalation, rise into tabletop, tuck the toes under and let's press up into our first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. On your next inhalation, float the heels up off the mat, engage the lower belly, roll through, articulating the spine as we come into our upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Pelvis stays lifted, toes are tucked. Exhale, downward facing dog, and again. Stabilizing the shoulders. If you find it helpful, you can bend your knees as you send your hips back or keep the legs straight. On your next exhalation, let's meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your left leg, three-legged dog. Squaring off the hips. This is going to help us get deeper into the muscles along the back of the right leg. Beautiful. Squaring off the shoulders. Let's come into an external hip rotation. Flexing the knee and beginning to create some circles with your knee or hip. Doing your best to keep the rest of the tripod foundation stable. Well done. From here, extending your leg. And let's step our left foot towards the outer edge of the left hand. Lower the back knee down, coming into lizard pose, Uttanapadi sasana. Finding your expression of this posture. Maybe that means arms extended. Let's straighten the arms, extend the back leg, and find our three-legged dog, raising the left leg. Exhale, left knee to left wrist, coming into pigeon pose, lowering the legs and the pelvis down. You might like to stay upright or opening the chest. If you choose to do so, really turning on the lower core here, as this is a deep back extension. If you'd like to get deeper into the outer hips and the glutes, coming into a forward fold. Maybe staying up on your forearms, lowering your forehead onto the earth. Allowing yourself to soften. On your next inhalation, elevate the torso. Tuck the back toes under, three-legged dog, raise your left leg. Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. One breath here. Mindfully lowering down. Down dog, taking a moment to pedal out the hips, the knees. And on your inhalation, roll forwards into plank pose, Phalakasana. Let's find our Chaturanga. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, open the chest, gaze up. Exhale, send the hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your right leg, three-legged dog. Square off the hips, flex your foot. Firm up the glutes, the quads. Externally rotating the right hip. Maybe raising the leg a little higher. Bending the knee, and let's find our knee and hip circles. Again, doing your best to keep the shoulders squared and the left leg stable. Maybe swapping the direction. Continuing to press firmly into the index fingers and the thumbs. Re-extend your right leg, inhale. Exhale, right foot to the outer edge of your right hand. Coming into lizard pose. Feeling a beautiful release for the hips. Finding your expression. Extending the arms, elevating the back leg. Raise your right leg, three-legged dog. Find one breath here. On your next exhalation, right knee to right wrist, coming into pigeon pose, Kapotasana. Deciding whether you'd like to stay upright or finding your forward fold. On your next inhalation, pressing into the palms, elevating the chest, tuck the back toes under, three-legged dog, Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, raise the leg a little higher, and exhale, lower your foot down, down dog. Let's find our flow. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, full limb staff pose, core switched on. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, step your foot between your palms. Lower the back knee down, rise up into low crescent moon, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, fingertips on the earth. Send your hips back, straighten your front leg, flex the foot, half monkey, Ardha Hanuman. On your inhalation, re-bend your knee, raise the arms, Anjaneyasana, channeling energy upwards. On your exhalation, send the hips back, half monkey. You might like to keep your arms elevated, palms facing skywards. Inhale, bend the knee, lower crescent moon. Exhale, half monkey. Hinge the torso forwards as you reach your arms out behind you. And again. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana. Doing your best to keep the pelvis stable here. From here, resting in our lower crescent moon. On your exhalation, pivot your chest to the right. Place your right palm behind your left leg as you reach your left arm skywards, finding a deep hip flexor stretch. If ever this feels like too much, know that you could return to our classic low crescent moon. And now let's lower our fingertips to the earth, coming into our half monkey. Left palm stays grounded. Inhale, raise your right arm, open the chest. Find length. Exhale, right palm down. If you'd like to take this stretch further, melting your heart towards that front leg. And again, stabilizing the hips. On your inhalation, re-bend your front knee, tuck the back toes under, supported high crescent moon, firming up the quads. And on your exhalation, straighten your front leg, raise the pelvis, pyramid pose, back heel stays lifted. Sending your right hip back as you guide your left hip forwards. Mindful breaths. While it's on, re-bending your front knee. Step your right leg back, plank pose. Let's find a chaturanga, or you can go straight away to your downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Lower your foot down, lower the back knee down. Raise the arms, open the chest, gaze up, Anjaneyasana. Keeping the legs active. Exhale, lower the fingertips down, send the hips back. Ardha Hanumanasana. On your inhalation, bend your front knee, raise the arms, low crescent moon. Option to keep your arms elevated. Exhale, half monkey, hinge forwards. Inhale, bend the knee, open the chest, smiling up to the universe. Exhale, bowing down to Mother Earth, half monkey. And again. You might like to close the eyes here. Notice how this affects your balance. Let's go for 2 more rounds. On your next inhalation, return to low crescent. Exhale, pivot your chest to the left, left palm behind right leg, raise your right arm, open the chest, gaze up. Press firmly into the heel of your left foot. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fingertips on the earth, tuck the back toes under, elevate your back leg. Squaring off the hips, and let's find our pyramid pose. For this variation, we'll keep the back heel elevated. If you'd like to take this stretch a little further, you're welcome to flex your front foot, getting deeper into the calf muscle. Mindfully rebending your front knee, stepping back to plank pose. Let's find our flow. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lower the knees down, point the toes, child's pose. Connecting with the breath. Connecting with your inner peace, your inner radiance. On your next inhalation, press into the palms, rise up, downward facing dog. Let's step our left foot between the palms, low crescent moon. Fingertips on the earth, send the hips back, and we'll find our half monkey stretch that we didn't do earlier on. Balancing out the body, right palm on the earth, inhale, raise your left arm, open the chest, and really doing your best to press your left hip down towards the mat. Finding length along both sides of the waist. Well done, friends. Fingertips on the earth, and maybe you come into a deep forward fold, or maybe you keep the torso upright. One nourishing breath here. Gently re-bending your knee, stepping your left foot back, and let's again return to our child's pose. Inhale, rise up, tabletop. Let's take a round of cat and cow, releasing any tension that might have built up around the back, the neck. Returning your spine to a neutral alignment, tenting up onto your fingertips. Let's step our right foot between the palms, low crescent moon. Exhale, half monkey. You have the option to stay here, or we'll find our full split out of the Hanuman. So beginning to extend your legs using the support of your hands here. We're going to keep our back foot flexed. If this is accessible for you, it's really going to help us stabilize the pelvis and square off the hips. It's also going to be a way deeper stretch for the hip flexors on the left-hand side. You can point your front foot, you can flex it. I personally like to keep the front foot pointed. I think it's a way gentler, smoother stretch for the body, but you do what feels right for you. If you'd like to take this into a bit of a back bend, you can place your fingertips slightly behind the hips, opening the chest. And if you'd like to intensify the stretch for the hamstrings, hinging the torso forwards, melting your heart towards your leg, finding softness. Now, this is a very advanced stretch. Maybe it comes easy for some, maybe it doesn't. So if you're many inches off the floor, that's okay. It can be really helpful to use blocks here, maybe a bolster. Work within your range of motion. When you're ready, we'll come out of the splits, return to our tabletop, take a moment to wag the tail, maybe find some circles, just moving in any way that feels nourishing. When you're ready, we will prepare for either our half monkey or our full monkey on the other side. Now, naturally, we have one side of the body that feels way more mobile, way more opened than the other. So for me, this is my more sensitive side. If you'd like to come into the full expression, beginning to straighten the legs, extend the knees, keeping the back foot flexed if possible, lengthening the spine, keeping the chest opened, and really using every exhalation to help you soften, to help you release any tension. Another great variation is to raise your arms overhead. If you have a block, you could place that between your palms. That's going to really help you channel energy upwards and engage more muscles. This way we're not hammocking into the pelvis, and we can really distribute our weight, our awareness throughout the body. If you'd like to come into a forward fold, feeling a beautiful release for the hamstrings, we'll be here for about 2 to 3 more breaths. In your own time, mindfully, maybe gracefully releasing from your half monkey or full monkey, returning to tabletop, wagging the tail. It might feel nice to lower the hips from side to side. Okay, friends, returning to tabletop. Tuck the toes under, let's meet in downward dog. Straightening the backs of the legs, lengthening the spine. One mindful breath here. On your next inhalation, roll through into plank pose, Hamstrings. Let's keep our left palm grounded. Inhale, raise your right arm, stack the feet, Vashi sasana, stacking shoulders and hips. Core is switched on. Aligning your shoulders with your elbows and your wrists. And if you'd like to come into Vashi 2, bending your right knee, grabbing a hold of your big toe with your index finger, your thumb, and your middle finger. Reaching your leg up. This is a really intense stretch as well, so maybe you keep your leg bent, maybe you wobble around. Just embrace the process. And we can use this to transition into our splits. Mindfully guiding your right leg out in front, lowering down. And if this isn't accessible for you right now, you could also transition into a low crescent moon, maybe a half monkey. Noticing if this time round you're able to find a little bit more softness. Perhaps you're aware of some new regions of the body. Maybe you can breathe with a little bit more ease. And wherever you were in this posture, let's return to our tabletop. Maybe finding some circles with the torso. Paying attention to the quality of your breath, as well as the quality of your movements. Let's tuck the toes under. Downward dog is where we meet. One breath here. On your next inhalation, roll through into high plank, Phalakasana, navel towards the spine. Right palm stays grounded. Inhale, Vashi sasana, raise your left arm, open the chest. Stacking your hips, stacking your shoulders, and stacking your feet. Maybe you stay here. If you'd like to come into Vashi 2, grabbing a hold of your big toe, raising your hips as you begin to straighten your legs, opening the chest. Embrace the shakes, embrace the wobbles. Do your best to keep breathing. And maybe you come into Hanumanasana, maybe you come into low crescent, finding your transition. Giving yourself permission to be playful, to be silly. Whatever variation you assume, we'll be here for about 3 mindful breaths. Let's gently work our way upright. If you're in full splits, bending the knees, returning to tabletop, and taking any organic movement here. Tucking the toes under, let's come into our final downward facing dog. Moving the hips, bending the knees. And in your own time, lowering the knees down, pointing the toes, child's pose, balasana. If you'd like to relax your hands, your wrists, turn the palms to face skywards. And when you're ready, mindfully elevating the torso. And let's come to lie down on our backs, taking as much time and space as you would like. If you like, you can simply rest on your back, or we'll come into Palau Pose Halasana, using momentum to help us raise the pelvis. Placing your palms behind your lower back as you begin to extend your legs overhead, maybe resting the toes on the earth. Feeling a beautiful spinal flexion, stretching deep into the back of the neck, the upper back. If you'd like to take this further, you can come into ear pressure pose, bending the knees, and resting the tops of your feet and your shins on the earth. When you're ready to release from this posture, Engage the core muscles and lower down one vertebra at a time. Guide your knees into the chest. Maybe create some circles with the hips, the knees. You might like to sway side to side. Guide your right knee in towards the chest. Extend your left leg, maybe finding some circles with your ankle. You can stay here in wind relieving posture, or let's come into a spinal twist, guiding the right knee across the body, gazing to the right, relaxing the belly, and letting go. Guide both knees into the chest, and this time extend your right leg. Maybe you stay in Pavamuktasana. Maybe you come into Supta Ardha Matsyendrasana. Doing your best to keep both shoulders on the mat. Guiding both knees in towards the chest. And when you're ready, let's prepare for our final posture, Shavasana, corpse pose. Relaxing the limbs, closing the eyes, softening each and every muscle of the body. Allowing yourself to dwell peacefully in this very moment as you attune to the sensations of this posture and to the rhythm of your breath. I invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as you would like. Maybe that's one breath, 1 minute, or maybe 10 minutes. And listening to your body. You can pause the video here. And when you're ready, come up into a comfortable seated position. Roll the shoulders back and down. gifting yourself this opportunity to honor your practice, to honor the faith and the courage that you demonstrated in hopping on your mat today. It's not always easy, and you've done it. On your next inhalation, reach the arms skywards, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Know that this practice will always be here for you, sending you love and light. May you be well. May you experience true peace and joy. Namaste.